Hey everybody, Mental Fox here. Welcome back to Starfield. Thanks for joining me again. We're in the Shattered Space expansion. We're here. The planet I think is called Varunkai, and in the city called Dazra. Let me see. Let's take a look here. Yeah, we're on Varunkai. It's a moon of Ka'dic 1. Let's see if we show resources here. We'll see that. There's a water on it. There's uranium and chlorine and nickel and iridium and cobalt, but we don't care about that. We are here in Dazra, which it appears it's on a big. I can't move the cursor up there, unfortunately. Up there, close to a big seam of uranium. It's not close to the water at all. I would think it would be, but actually, it doesn't even show water there. It's a moon. There's probably no surface water. But it looks really close to the sun. Seems like it'd be really hot. But anyway, who cares about all that? What we care about is the quest that we're currently doing, and it's called Zealous Overreach. Razma believes one of her agents, Mirek Ka'dic, knows the location of Sahima and the hostages. I should question them in the upstairs meditation room of House Ka'dic. Well, he's right over there. We're going to go talk to him. See if we can get some information out of him. We're not normally allowed to do business here in the meditation room, but they've made an exception.
You're no member of House Ka'dic. What are you doing here?
He's smiling, at least. Well, we could get right to it and say, I need to know where the Zealots are holding Sahima hostage. We could be a jerk and say, well, I'm doing whatever I want. We could say, I may not be House Ka'dic, but I'm the only one here that's communicating with Anaska Varun, or I'm here to see you. Jeez, I think I was given some tips on how to deal with this guy, but I don't remember what they are, and I think I'm getting them mixed up in my head with other games I'm playing. Like, I'm playing Fallout 76, and I think that there was somebody I'm supposed to deal with there where I'm supposed to appeal to their ego, but I don't think that's what I'm supposed to do with this guy. But let's throw this at him. Yeah.
Can we get on with it?
How rude. You know what? I will do whatever. No, I'm not going to say that. I may not be House Ka'dic, but I'm the only one here that's communicating with Anaska Varun.
Oh, so you're the heretic turned Vindicator who thinks they're one of us now. So tell me, what would a chosen one such as yourself want with someone like me?
I think you know, or I'm looking for a certain zealot base. I think you know the one, or I was told where the zealots have taken Sahima. I think you know, dude.
Oh, I certainly don't. I may have many talents, but mind reading isn't one of them.
Oh, okay. It's not ridiculous. Razma told me you know, or Razma said you know, so out with it. All must serve and all that. You can drop the act. Razma told me about your position, or Razma sent me, she said you know where the zealots are. Yeah, it's not ridiculous. Razma told me you already know.
Well, you could have led with that. I guess this means the High Council is still asking Auntie Razma where Sahima is. And if you're here making demands, she obviously has decided to make use of you rather than undergo sincere negotiations. I see what's going on here.
Mm-hmm. If you're so smart, tell me where this is going. Or very perceptive, I can see why Razma is so impressed with you, or then you know how important it is to reveal the location of the Zealot base. I do think that we are supposed to appeal to his ego, even though I said that I think I'm supposed to do that in another game too. But I think that's what was said about this guy. Like he's like an up-and-comer and wants to move up in the ranks or something, so appeal to that.
Some people.
Very perceptive. I can see Razma is so impressed with you.
Well, I am one of the few to garner any amount of trust with the Zealots, so she should be. I can't imagine where the Ministry of Conjunction would be without me.
Yeah, he's pretty full of himself, so I think we're supposed to appeal to that. You must have put in a lot of work to make that happen. It's impressive to be trusted over more senior members, or at such a young age too, she must consider you a prodigy. Let's throw that at him.
I do have a natural talent. It's nice to see I'm being properly recognized. I may excel in my skills, but it doesn't mean the hours I put in are any less.
Wow, you really are full of yourself. I can't do this. Let's go straight to business. No, we got to play the game, man. Of course not. Good work takes time, no matter how talented you are.
Exactly. There's still research, analysis, documentation. Too much documentation, if you ask me. But altogether, I have the exact talents needed to do this job, which is why I was entrusted with the Zealots in the first place. I admit it hasn't always been easy. They are Zealots, you know.
Yeah. Wouldn't a Zealot attack on sight? How do you get close to them? Or so it doesn't all come easily for you? Or I can't do this anymore, let's cut straight to business? Or it takes a lot to deal with the levels of stress you must be experiencing? Or I can't imagine how hard it must have been to earn the Zealot's trust. I am curious though, how did you get so close to the Zealots?
I see you're familiar with standard Zealot tactics. But it's really all about crafting the perfect scenario to encounter the right one. You don't just waltz up and say hello. It takes a great deal of surveillance and profiling to determine the right approach.
I see. Let's see here. It takes a lot to deal with the levels of stress you must be experiencing. I don't know, man. I can't imagine how hard it must have been to earn the Zealot's trust.
You have no idea. I can't even tell you how much time and effort it's been to sway the Zealots my way. Not to mention the stress over my own personal well-being. I may be the best at what I do, but I'm not stupid. The Zealots do have the element of unpredictability.
Yeah. If they're unpredictable, you can see how the negotiations may not work. So you admit the hostages they have may not be safe, or you say they're unpredictable, so you know the danger Sahima and the hostages are in. Yeah, you know the danger, dude.
I was wondering when your own agenda would come into play. I've worked hard to obtain my position with the Zealots. And like I've told Rosma 1,000 times, I have no reason to believe they're going to hurt my dear cousins, especially Sahima. So, as far as I'm concerned, that information stays with me.
You really think the Zealots won't harm the hostages?
Sahima isn't just being held hostage, they're putting her to work. The Zealots aren't stupid. They know what Sahima was involved in, and if they can beat us to that tech, they're going to try.
I see. We could say, when I find the location and rescue them, I'll let them know how much you cared. Or we could just say, fine, I'll find the location on my own. Well, we could persuade, which I'm not a big fan of. Can I exit and then come back? Because I want to exit and kind of, I don't know, drink something or put on a persuasion hat to help with persuasion.
Until next time.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm also going to hit F5 so that I can cheat if it doesn't work. So we're going to have 5 here. We're going to go through our inventory and we're going to look at our chems. This character doesn't care about taking chems. He's all for it. So let's see if I have anything that increases our perception as we scroll down through these here. Okay, wait. Plus, I just saw it. Plus 15 persuasion chance for 15 minutes. Do I have anything that gives me more than that? I had forgotten what it looks like, so I had to scroll through more than once. So let's just look through these together real quick and see if we have anything else that gives us better perception. There's quite a few things here. You can see, okay, here's plus 20%. Let's do this one. Plus 20% persuasion chance. We only get 5 minutes, though. Dude.
As I was saying...
Yeah.
I've worked hard to obtain my position with the Zealots. And like I've told Rosma 1,000 times, I have no reason to believe they're going to hurt my dear cousins, especially Sahima. So, as far as I'm concerned, that information stays with me.
Yeah, but I'm going to try to persuade you. You really should rethink your position on the hostages.
As much as I'd like to help you, I don't think so.
Well, we could say, the lives of your people are more important than some zealots' trust.
Yes, it's something I have considered.
Okay. and we need Sahima to solve this, and you know it, dude.
Isn't that what the negotiations are for?
Oh, okay. That didn't work. Let's see here. You can't possibly know the threat no. I don't know. Thinking you have a clear understanding of how Zealots work is your first mistake.
If anything, they are unpredictable. Point taken.
And then finally, you're putting all of Dazra at risk.
When you put it that way. All right. I'll let you in on their location. But remember, you're the only one that knows. If word spreads, I'll know exactly who's to blame. The location you're looking for is Shadow Station Epsilon. It's an old Varun base that they've taken over for themselves. Rosma will know it. Let her tell you the details, seeing as how I'm about to be reassigned.
Oh. Why would giving me this information get you reassigned?
Isn't the answer obvious? The Zealots will know the location came from me. All that hard work thrown out the window because someone refuses to undergo negotiations.
Well, thanks. This information will save lives.
It better.
Because otherwise it was a waste of time. Well, I was able to discover the location of Sahima and the other hostages, Shadow Station Epsilon. I need to return to Rosma and let her know. But what if we try to talk to this guy again?
I hope you know what you're doing.
Are you sympathetic to the Zealots?
Sympathetic to the Zealot cause? No. But sympathetic to the people? Yes. I don't deny the Zealots are violent religious extremists. But that doesn't mean they are heartless, emotionless killers. They have families, and people they care for just like us. I see them as strongly misguided individuals that need help.
What's it like having to work with the Zealots?
That's just it. When I'm with them, it's like associating with anyone here in Dazra. They aren't the mindless fanatics people make them out to be. Granted, you have to get them to warm up to you first. But after that, it's just like having a friend in House Vithal.
Okay.
All must serve.
All must serve. All right, let's return to Rosma. Well, your guy gave up the location pretty easily.
I can't believe this is happening.
She can't believe this is happening.
You must have gotten the location.
Let's see here. Mirek gave me the name Shadow Station Epsilon and said you know where to find it, or the hostages are being held at Shadow Station Epsilon. Well, he did say you know where to find it.
I figured they wouldn't be completely forthcoming. If my intel is correct, you can find Shadow Station Epsilon in the Badlands, north of Dazra. I can send you the coordinates.
I see. What are these Shadow Stations anyway?
The Shadow Stations were established during the Serpent's Crusade. A series of secret military installations that few knew about, and even fewer may remember. The idea was to have isolated centers focused on different aspects of furthering the Crusade. This way, if one fell, it wouldn't endanger the others.
Is there anything else you can tell me about Shadow Station Epsilon?
Epsilon was once a research station, with a focus on grav drive manipulation. The Zealots have since vastly expanded upon it. But it makes sense if they intend to use Sahima to their advantage.
Why didn't you try to search Shadow Station Epsilon earlier?
Shadow Station Epsilon is one of many Zealot bases scattered throughout. As I mentioned before, I wasn't willing to risk agent lives in order to scout them all.
Okay. Well, those Zealots are about to lose their leverage.
If anything happens to the hostages, they will lose a lot more than leverage.
We will do whatever is necessary to bring Sahima and the others back safely.
Now that we have a rescue mission underway, I'll speak to Mirek about setting up the negotiations. I expect them to be pliable after their last encounter with you. The current plan is to hold them at one of the geothermal power stations. Meet us there when Sahima and the others are safe.
Where is this power station?
If memory serves, it's southeast of Shadow Station Epsilon. It shouldn't be too hard to find.
And why this particular power station?
It's a fairly neutral location, and just the right distance from Dazra, so both parties will feel safe. The geothermal stations are also autonomous in nature, so we don't have to worry about unwanted eyes and ears.
A neutral location outside of Dazra. I'll be there.
I see you have a grasp on how these types of negotiations work. I'll stall the Zealots as long as I can, which shouldn't be an issue. That being said, I'd still appreciate it if you could act quickly. Now, Djimal wants an update before you leave. Just don't let her distract you for too long.
Talk to Mirek Ka'dic. Before I leave, you have anything else you want to say, Razma?
Mirek will be relieved to know we're moving forward with the negotiations. Serpent guide you.
And same to you. Well, Razma told me Djimal wanted to speak with me before I head out to Shadow Station Epsilon. I should look for her at House Ka'dic before I leave. Let's do that. Oh, she's right here. How convenient.
Vindicator, a word before you go.
Sure.
Good to see you. Tell me, Vindicator, what do you know about the Zealots?
Well, the Zealots are old members of the once noble House Malign. Just another enemy getting in my way. I believe they're misunderstood. I try not to judge people or religious fanatics who kill those that don't follow the Great Serpent. Well, I do know this. They're old members of the once noble House Malign.
I'm impressed. You've already learned quite a bit from your time with us. The Zealots are widely frowned upon within our society. They're a remnant of the Serpent's Crusade, days we'd like to forget. Has my dear sister given you any history on our house's relations with the Zealots?
Well, let's see here. Razma said the Ministry of Conjunction keeps tabs on the Zealots. Someone withholding information was a surprise. Or Razma said Mirek is working on establishing a relationship with the Zealots. I mean, she did say they keep tabs on the Zealots.
I see. Should have expected as much. Razma would have everyone believe she only wishes to keep an eye on the Zealots, so the Council can make informed decisions. The truth is, she's had this particular group of Zealots under her thumb for quite some time. This is only a problem now because she's lost control. That is the real reason why Razma hasn't informed the High Council, and I'm sworn to silence.
I have some choice words for anyone supporting a connection between House Varun and the Zealots.
So she lost control of the Zealots?
Yes, I'll get to that momentarily.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. I'm sure that's something the High Council wouldn't be too keen on. That explains a lot. Tell me more about this situation. Or, so Razma doesn't want the Council to know her true relationship with the Zealots. I mean, yeah, that's what it sounds like. She doesn't want the Council to know her true relationship.
Exactly. House Ka'dic already has a reputation for being sympathetic to the Zealots. But the truth is far worse. Razma wants the Zealots to back House Ka'dic, so the balance of power between the noble houses will shift to us. She's been employing them, paying them in supplies that aid their blind crusade.
Wow, okay. So you're saying House Ka'dic is sympathetic to the Zealots?
There are several members who are sympathetic toward them or their cause. Some see beyond their extremist veneer and believe they're just misguided. A very small few may believe Jandar truly was the rightful heir, but none would ever admit it. I'm certain it's the case that members of the other houses feel the same. House Ka'dic is just the only one who's been exposed for it.
I see. Well, why would Zealots ever back a noble house?
Razma would believe they want to reintegrate or even reestablish House Malign, and she's a fool for it. The Zealots want nothing but the means to carry out their war. Credits, weapons, and ships. And these very supplies would be used to harm not only your people, but our own as well.
Well, let's see. I'm glad I stayed out of politics. I can appreciate that kind of ambition. Supplying zealots is a mistake. They're terrorists. Or I find it hard to believe that the High Council isn't aware of any of this. Yeah, I do find it hard to believe that.
The Council knows nothing of her work with the Zealots, and I aim to keep it that way. All elders have their own ambitions. I'm certain that's all they see. What none of us expected was the disaster that is the Scaled Citadel. The aftermath is what allowed the Zealots to grab Sahima and the others, flipping the balance of power in their favor. Razma has lost control and is putting House Ka'dic's reputation and power at risk.
Okay. Seems like Razma's controlling the situation well to me. I'll see to it that the Zealots have no power in these negotiations, but I'm going to find Sahima so Razma can take back control. I don't know, man. I mean, this is what we're going to do. We're going to see to it that the Zealots have no power in these negotiations.
And that's what I wish to speak to you about. House Ka'dic shouldn't be associating with Zealots at all, except on an extermination level. But worse, we absolutely cannot be supplying them with ordnance of any kind. We need to cut ties with the Zealots altogether.
Why not tell the Council and have them put a stop to it? I take it this conversation isn't about giving you an update. Supplying terrorists isn't a good look. No one should associate with terrorists, and you expect me to do something about it. Well, stupid question, but why not just tell the Council?
Exposing this information to the Council would condemn not only Razma, but House Ka'dic along with her. I have no wish to tarnish our house or ruin my sister. I simply want to show her the error of her ways.
Okay. So I take it this conversation isn't about giving you an update.
Far from it. I want you to put an end to any connections between House Ka'dic and the Zealots. And while my position won't allow me to be blunt, I'll still make it clear. Should the hostages not survive, Razma would blame the Zealots and cut all ties.
House Ka'dic would go to any lengths, it seems.
Yikes. Are you insane? How is killing your own family any better than what Razma is doing? I'm reporting this to Razma. I thought we need Sahima alive, or you're condoning the murder of your own family. Well, I mean, I do see where she's coming from, and it's pretty freaking ruthless. I can't say I really support it. So yeah, how is killing your own family any better than what Razma's doing?
Those few lives will be nothing compared to the lives the Zealots will take if House Ka'dic continues to supply them. Sacrificing them would open my sister's eyes, quelling any sympathy and desire to work with the Zealots. Once Razma no longer sees the Zealots as an ally, the rest will soon follow.
Well, I don't think we're going to report this to Razma. Don't we need Sahima alive, though?
What we need is Sahima's research, which she has with her. You just need to bring it back.
Damn, stone cold. I'll see that it's done. Fine, but only because no one should work with Zealots. I'm not committing to do anything. No way I'm doing your dirty work or demand 10,000 credits. Show me the credits and it's a done deal. Whew. So, if you've watched this playthrough, you know that I focus a lot on the fact that my character is very credit happy. Is he willing to be willing to basically kill innocent people for credits? I don't know, man. I mean, she does make a good point.
By all means, continue.
Oh, I'm going to continue. I as a person don't feel comfortable with this, and I really don't think that my character would feel comfortable with it either. Now, he hates Zealots. He hates the Zealots just as much as he hates the pirates and the spacers and all those guys. He does. But, the thought of House Ka'dic supplying them with supplies and weapons and stuff is, concerning, to say the least. But I don't know if I'm willing to if my character is willing to just kill innocent people in cold blood. I think that my character, I'm still talking. I'm thinking that my character would want to rescue the people and then maybe try a different way to expose Razma. And I think, I don't know if the game will let us do that. And that's one of the problems with playing a video game, because you don't know where the game's going to let you go. But I'm going to say that my character would be like, nah, I'm not going to do that. We'll try to stop Razma a different way. So I'm not committing to anything.
Think about it if you must. But if you care about your people, you'll come to the same conclusion as I have. And when you do, just know that we can't afford any loose ends. No witnesses. As far as everyone else is concerned, the hostages were dead when you arrived, and you exacted revenge in House Ka'dic's name.
I mean, when you say no witnesses, does that mean I have to kill Andreja too? Let's see here. And you think Zealots killed the hostages is a believable story? Is murder everyone your solution to everything? If I care about my people, what people? Yeah, actually, what does she mean by this? Because she said that, and I'm like, what do you mean? If I care about my people, what people are you talking about?
The settled systems, of course. They're the Zealots' #1 target with more victims every day.
I see. You really think Zealots killed the hostages is a believable story?
Zealots are unpredictable, and their passion to their cause often makes them prone to violence. Whether the Zealots believe it or not matters little, but Razma certainly will.
I see. Is murder everyone your solution to everything?
Of course not. But in this situation, it is the most effective means to an end. As a mediary, I am constantly weighing decisions based on both immediate and long-term consequences. This decision is awful, I know that. But the far-reaching consequences are worth the sacrifice.
There's got to be another way. Like I said, I'm not committing to anything.
I trust you'll make the right decision. Until then, I'll see you at the negotiations.
I mean, like I said, she does make a point. If you just look at it coldly and purely logically, she really does make a point. She's right. More lives will be saved if,
Yes?
if things go the way she wants them to go. It's true. But there's got to be another way, man. Let's see if we could... Well, before I do, let's see what the quest says now. It says, I need to find Sahima and the hostages in Shadow Station Epsilon north of Dazra. But let's see if we could talk to her before we leave.
Yes?
Yeah, here we go. Isn't there another way you can prevent Razma from working with the Zealots?
I wish it were the case. This is an ongoing point of contention with my sister, and it never changes. Razma and I come to agreement, something happens that makes her reconsider, and we're right back where we started. This is why extreme measures are necessary. Only something truly horrible will force her eyes to remain open.
Yeah, but I'm here now. Things might be different. Can you tell me more about your relationship with Razma?
Razma and I are normally quite agreeable. We've always been like-minded ever since we were young. It's the reason we were groomed for the positions we currently hold. The Zealots are what divide us, much like they divide our house as a whole.
I see. How are you and Razma like-minded?
We use similar tactics to navigate the complex waters of Varun society. But most importantly, we share the same ideologies when it comes to House Ka'dic and the people of Dazra. There is no progress without change, and Dazra stagnates in old tradition. Perhaps your arrival in the Scaled Citadel incident, awful as it was, will serve as a catalyst to finally advance our society.
Exactly, that's what I was saying. Now that I'm here, maybe things will change. Maybe we can change Razma's mind. Do your differences affect your house members much?
Many within the Ministry of Conjunction are aware of the division. They wouldn't be good envoys otherwise. And yes, it does affect them. When you aren't united, the cracks begin to show. The dissidence grows. Rumors begin to circulate and trust is called into question. Our envoys should know better. But that's how we ended up with the current narrative that House Ka'dic is sympathetic toward the Zealots.
What created the different viewpoints on the Zealots between you two?
I remember it well. Zealots attacked a Highlands growth farm. A weapon left behind was one used in payment for a recent operation. Razma could accept it as collateral damage. I could not. An innocent family died that day. And it opened my eyes to the greater consequences of working with Zealots.
Okay, apparently I have some other questions.
What do you want to know?
Well, is the House Ka'dic name more important than its members?
The oversimplified answer is yes. The two may be synonymous, but house politics will always take precedent. House Ka'dic is a symbol, a noble house, and its members are held to a higher standard with greater responsibility.
Okay.
Vindicator.
Well, this got interesting. But like I said, I'm not committing to anything. And now I feel like, well, if the mission fails, at least there's plan B. I don't know. I'm going to try to save him. I am. Well, I haven't forgotten about the kids that we're playing hide and seek with. But, oh, jeez. Who did that? This reminds me of that Office episode where Michael fell into the koi pond. I literally just did that myself. Well, not a koi pond, but you know what I mean. I guess we're going to head on over there and see if we can do this. It's in that direction, and I'm going to walk up here and see if this will let me go in that direction. But anyway, yeah, I haven't forgotten about the kids, but... sorry, kids. I got work to do. Oh, okay, this will probably take us into the meditation room where that guy was. It's back here. Well, okay, let's see if this works. The keep. Haven't visited the keep yet. I'm sure we will eventually. Cool. Is this just a light? Yeah. Well, Andreja, what do you think about all this?
I hope we have not traveled all this way for nothing.
Okay, nothing.
Very good.
What does the map look like? Okay, we're here. We're walking up this way. Shadow Station Epsilon is, looks like it's hiding in the rocks here. And then there's also this, Wayward Shrine of Redemption here. We might as well go ahead and pay it a visit while we're here. I mean, why not? Let's go to the Way Shrine on our way. Hopefully there's not too many critters out here that want to take a bite out of us. Interesting colors here on this planet. I think we've already established that these guys are not going to take a bite out of us. Okay. Hello. Nice to see you. Hello. I'll be on my way. What is this? I guess I could be scanning these guys. Oh, these are groats. I scanned a groat. Temperament, peaceful. Until you're harvested. Harvested? Slaughtered for your food. How's it going, Andreja? Isn't there like any, plants I can scan here? Come Kind of looks like there's not. Let's check this out. See what this is since we're in the neighborhood. Wayward Shrine of Redemption. What do we got out here? We've got a cooler, a storage box with some credits in it. Oh, now I'm encumbered. I'm already encumbered? I'm just getting started, man. Sheesh. Yes, we're going to break into this thing. The character, he's got to survive. This is how he's always survived his entire life, by taking advantage of opportunities such as this.
Let's go. Lox is admirable.
Thanks. Ooh. Chunks groat. We're going to consume it. Gulp. Well, let's get into this safe. See what's in here. Let's see. We'll try this one. This one will work. Nope. Yep. Oh, this leaves us with a oneer. We have a couple oneers. What about you? This leaves us with a 2. I don't have a 2 that'll fit that. Let's see what this does. This. Yeah, this leaves me with this 2. Then this will leave us with a 1. Which we have. Nice. Ultra Mag. Some kind of legendary melee weapon. I can't believe I'm already over encumbered and I'm just getting started.
A pleasure. I am always willing to carry an extra weapon. Or 2. Or 3.
You're funny. Yeah, she's not carrying anything right now, so we're going to go ahead and just give her some stuff to carry. I don't really remember picking all this stuff up, but I did. Some of it I think was given to me as, I don't want this, as awards or whatever. Gosh, I only got my mass down to 162. Good gravy. Yeah, this is going to be bad. Huh. Kind of disturbing that my mass is... Oh, it's because of these resources. That's why.
Stay safe.
How far away is my ship? Can I just go back to my ship real quick and dump off these resources and then fast travel back to the Wayward Shrine? I think we'll be able to do that. So let me run into my ship here real quick, and we'll dump some stuff off, and then I'll meet you back at the Wayward Shrine. Okay, went back to the ship, dumped some stuff off. We're back here at the Wayward Shrine of Redemption. And there's some people here that I guess we could talk to. Before we walk up there, let's just walk around the perimeter here. See if there's anything else for us. We already looted all this stuff here. Okay, let's go up these stairs and see who these people are. We've got...
Salutations.
A penitent citizen. Another penitent citizen. Words of redemption that we could read.
Welcome, my friend.
What's up, Vijun Akhmov?
I welcome you, fellow traveler. Have you come seeking redemption for your sins? Or has your journey brought you here for some other purpose?
Are you a priest?
Nothing of the sort. I'm just an old man seeking solace in troubled times.
Well, I haven't committed any sins. That's not true. I was just looking around, or as a space scoundrel, we could say, I might have committed a sin or two in my time. Let's go with that.
As have we all. I assure you, I make no judgments. It's not my place to do so. Such things are between you and the Great Serpent alone. But have no fear, my friend, for the Serpent is merciful. I suspect you have yet to walk the path of redemption. There is no cause for shame. We must each choose the time that is right for us to make the journey. I would be happy to explain the custom, if you like.
Is that why you're here, for redemption?
When I was a younger man, the answer would have been yes, and more times than I care to admit. But for now, I'm simply here to think and to pray in peaceful solitude. This place has always made me feel closer to the Great Serpent, and that is a comfort.
Well, we could say thanks for the offer, but I'll pass. Or, it's painfully obvious that you want to, so I'll indulge you, or please do. Again, my character fancies Andreja, and he thinks that this will make him look better in her eyes, so he's all in. Please do.
Ah, thank you, my friend. Your kindness is a gift, for it brings me happiness to speak of the path. Spread across the land are 4 way shrines. Each offers words that describe a pillar of our society. To sin against the Great Serpent demands an act of absolution. We first come here to pray for forgiveness, and then we make a journey. We travel to each of the way shrines, reading their words and contemplating their meaning. When that is done, we return here to renew our pledge of devotion to the Great Serpent. In this way, we are redeemed.
How safe is this journey? Is the path guarded?
It is not, nor are the shrines themselves. The danger of the path is a part of the test, for redemption is given to the worthy, not the weak.
Okay. For redemption, I will walk the path, or I'd like to take in the sights, so I'll visit the way shrines, or I'd like to make this journey for educational purposes. Well, Andreja's standing right there, so yeah, we're totally going to do it for redemption.
Good. Our sins are a burden that weigh us down. Walk the path and cast them off. Reclaim your place among the chosen.
As personally gratifying as such a journey could be, it admittedly could take some time. Are you sure?
Time must be made for that which is important. You should join your companion on the journey. Perhaps you too will learn something.
We will see. But I would not get your hopes up, old man.
No, of course not. I only wish that it be an enlightening experience for you. Here, you'll need this. It's my copy of the original Path of Redemption, written years ago by the honored Ranjik Dosa. It was he who first walked the path, guided by the Great Serpent. Begin reading it here, and follow the steps carefully. I shall await your return. I'm quite curious to know what you make of the experience.
Ooh, the Path of Redemption added. New mission, Path of Redemption. Read the words on the Path of Redemption. Well, let's take a look at this Path of Redemption he just gave to us here. New items. The Path of Redemption. Can I read it? We can. Ooh, there's a lot here. You ready? In a dream, the Great Serpent visited upon me divine visions, commanding me to make 5 plaques etched with words to guide the faithful, lest we become lax in our devotion. When this work was done, another vision came to me, and in this way the Great Serpent made his will known. The plaques I had forged were to be placed at 5 sites chosen by him, and the journey from each site to the next would be a path of redemption and contemplation, that those who sinned might find absolution. In accord with the first vision, I journeyed north from the city walls until I'd found the first ordained site. Here I placed my first plaque, and then I prayed for guidance. I lifted my eyes to the heavens and beheld a bright streak across the sky. A falling star had landed on a high peak just to the east, and I knew my next destination. So guided, I set out eastward, with the city on my right. Along the ridge of the plateau, I walked until my steps took me to a tower where lost souls listened to the howling winds. Before reaching the tower, I turned left and, putting the city at my back, descended to the valley floor and up the slope on the far side. Upon reaching the summit, I placed the second plaque. I prayed again for long hours, awaiting a sign. The sun was now rising, and when I looked once more into the sky, I spied a long, thin cloud. As I watched, This cloud twisted and coiled in the shape of a serpent, its head facing northwest. The great serpent's will once again made clear to me. I clambered down to the floor of the canyon and turned northwest. I traveled along the path through the valley until I reached a roadside shrine near a small grove of trees and continued west along the path. Beyond a place where power was taken from the depths, I turned northward along a trail with a mountain rising before me. As the valley widened, I could see a plateau to my left. I had to search around until I finally discovered a cleft in the rocky face that I could climb. It was an arduous, winding path to the summit, but I was rewarded with a magnificent view. I placed my next plaque and once again knelt in prayer. I was roused by a mighty gust of wind that stirred the loosed earth, causing it to swirl upward into a whirling shape not unlike a pair of dancing snakes. The spinning dust began to move, and I followed. I spied a path leading south across the top of the plateau with the city before me. Following this, I began descending from the plateau near some water tanks and pumping equipment. Far to the west and south, I could see a high peak that I knew must be the serpent's chosen place for my next plaque. I descended into the misty canyons and pressed on, ever west and south, past a place where machines, the purpose of which I did not know, whirred and hummed behind a tall metal fence. Just beyond this was a path that tracked southwest along a widening valley toward a cathedral of stone arches above. As I went leftward following the path around the arched stones, I continued upward. Soon the trail forked and I followed the left branch ever upward. I passed smaller obelisks of worship on my way toward the summit. The climb was arduous, but the strength of the serpent filled my heart and I finally reached the top. After I had placed the next plaque, I was overcome by the fatigue of my journey, and I passed into slumber. The great serpent rewarded my labors with a magnificent dream. I saw great way shrines atop the mountains I had climbed, all glimmering with silver and gold. The last of these was far to the south on a hill surrounded by square blocks of stone. I had not a shred of doubt that this was the place for my final plaque. Rising from my rest, I tracked west along the treacherous mountain path that curved south and then east. Reaching the valley floor once again, I traveled southeast, trading the highlands for the gentler terrain of the foothills. My sore legs were glad of this. Past a humble goat farm, past tall, flat-topped rocks I walked on, keeping the city on my left as I remained on the valley floor trail. As I passed a set of windmills on my right, the landscape opened up, and I spied my target ahead. Continuing along the trail gently downward, I at last glimpsed great blocks of stone on a distant hilltop. By the serpent's mercy, this climb was much easier than the shrines of the north and west. When the last of the plaques was placed, I returned home and slept long, knowing I had done the great serpent's will. Well, we're going to be walking around out here anyway, so why not? If we see shrines, we'll stop. Here we've got...
has renewed my faith.
Up here we've got words of redemption. The path of redemption. As the coils of the great serpent create a divine circle, the path of redemption begins and ends here. Whoa, oh gosh. Contemplation on redemption acquired. What's that? That's not the right button. Well, I don't seem to have any effects on me. So yeah, I don't know what that did really. Unless it was a physical thing that we acquired. Yeah, there's nothing new here. Oh well, whatever. That's okay. Time for me to end this episode. When we come back next time, we're going to go ahead and walk over to the Shadow Station Epsilon. And like I said, if we happen to see other way shrines on our way, we'll stop at them. Why not? We like to do sightseeing. Well, that'll do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Hope you had a good time. If you did, once let me know. Leave me a like or a comment. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.